Hey, there you go. Thank you so much. I feel
What?
so dumb. I was talking, giving a nice introduction about the talk with sex. We got Mike and Will here today. That's
Indeed.
perfect.
Yeah, bro.
So we're hanging out, we're chilling, we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk intimately. We're gonna talk fun. We're gonna talk business. It's gonna get all over the place
Yeah.
tonight. Let us know if you have any additions to add to the talk, and yeah, we're gonna get started. Just hang out. All
Yeah,
right.
bro. You're the master of ceremonies. What you got for us?
Sounds like someone's out. Ooh, ghosts.
Indeed. Here comes
No.
this.
I
Um,
love these things because they keep a
Edek says,
chill
"Hey."
appearance.
Yeah. What do you think about the lamps?
This thing doesn't even need.
There's a little bit of a curveball. Usually we're at home. Today we're back in the workout dungeon for Wednesdays here in Coal Valley.
Bro, don't talk. Don't. Never mind. Anyway.
Where's the duck?
Anyway, Randy, what are your questions? What you got for us, man?
Okay, so I mean, let's just start with what's new with you guys and how are you doing today?
Well,
What's that?
how you doing? What's
How,
poppin'?
wait, are you talking to them or us?
Who's talking to you?
What's up, De Niro? How you doing tonight? Happy Saturday.
Hi, De Niro.
Fuck you, dinner.
No.
This is Michael Todd.
Yeah. So what's tell us a little bit about yourself, Will. Let's start there.
Oh, we're doing this, huh?
Yeah.
Um, about myself. What would you like to know?
Well, how's your day been? What do you do? Um, what is your reason for being?
Why should people care about you?
Yeah, why should people, what should people think when they think about Will when they're watching this?
Uh, well, they should know that I like quality. Um, that's just me ripping off some stuff that should have been taken a long
I've
time
had the
ago.
same coverings on these cameras since I bought it.
Yeah, why should people care about me? I don't know. That's a hard question to ask because I don't really crave attention that much, to be honest. I I hope to just be a positive influence
What do you
around
do?
the people I'm with.
What do you do?
What do I do?
Yeah, what are you good at?
What am I good at?
Yeah.
What my job is? What I'm good at?
What are you good at?
What am I good at? You said I'm good at project execution
Well, I'm not asking you.
in these tech companies.
What do I think you're good at? What are you good at?
What am I good at?
Yeah.
I think I'm really good at bringing energy to a room and making people, organizing people, and getting great stuff done. So creating like rare experiences, um, because I really love living my life like a book, like turning a page, a chapter in a book. And every day, as my life starts dwindling down, I want to add another chapter to my. I take account of how many weeks are in every year until I'm 90. As you can see on my board up there, I don't know if Randy can point it, but I do take track of how many weeks I'm alive.
Focus.
So it's dwindling down. Um, so I keep track of how close I am to death, I guess. But it's cool to accept that.
We're having internet issues, I think.
Are we?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I feel like
Stream is gone.
Well, can
Oh,
you,
there we go.
well,
Sorry, I guess we had an internet shortage or something there.
Well,
But that's awesome, Will, honestly.
can you hand me to your thing?
I think that's really important to live your life in a way that's you don't have any regrets, honestly. And you just think about, what is possible? What can I do? You know?
oh, it's a bummer the stream went down. It's okay though. Honestly, it's a little too real talking about the
No.
life board.
It's not real at all. No.
Did you guys
That's
hear
exactly
the life board?
what.
You folks hear about the life board? It freaks some people out, like to just live every day like it's your last.
That's facts.
Mike here, of course, we had him talking
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah. Look, y'all hit me up last week. Like I spoke to y'all last week. I'm Mike. I'm a programmer. I work on tech companies from time to time, and
I guess it
I'm
is.
trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? Trying to figure it out. But yeah, Randy, what do you want to talk? Like I said, you're the master of ceremonies. What do you want to talk about?
Well, I didn't want to get straight into the big guns,
No, let's get straight.
right away.
Let's get straight into the big guns, dog.
We've been talking now. We've been hanging out for a couple hours before
Yeah.
the stream,
Yeah, like 1 or 2, something like that.
walking around San Francisco a little bit.
Yeah.
Really,
Allegedly, that's where we
are we back? Can you guys hear us? Oh, okay. Looks like we are.
are. Whoa, where are you going?
Okay. So yeah, we've been hanging out. We've known each other for a while here. We're all into different things, and we were coming together. Mike lives a few hours away.
Yep.
I only live about 20 minutes here from Will. To answer your question, Edux, the Swarovski Celebration duck is back at my place on my work desk on the music station. Right in front. But yeah, so when he's back, I'll. It's a little different doing things in person. I'm so used to the Discord, and the San Francisco just opened back up now. This is the first weekend that people are able to be within 6 feet without a mask, I guess.
That's not mine.
Call it.
Anyway, yeah.
Jesus Christ. All right, Randy. Okay, fuck this. All right, I'm asking you questions.
All right.
Wait, are you
Well, until I find my phone, I can't give you the password.
Okay, wait, hang on. I'll just call you. All right, Hang on a second. So, chat. In order of operations, what's going to happen? I'm gonna call Will.
Your phone's right here.
Why is it there?
All right.
I don't know.
Now I'm gonna ask Will to put me on his Wi-Fi, and then after that.
No, this isn't my place today. This is Will's place here.
Allegedly, don't dox this man. Alright, so basically, well, Randy, this is my question for you, right? Distribution. Let's talk about business for real quick.
All right, we're gonna start off with some hard-hitting business questions.
Randy, distribution, right? So when I Logic, right? Fantastic example of an independent rapper that turned into like a super successful rapper that got him onto a major label and all sorts of other things. Right?
Well, we're talking about how Randy will distribute his next album.
Mm-hmm.
This is Mike's advice and input.
This is just shit that I've seen before, like
Shit
the
that
way
I've seen
the
before.
way that like you get on is you develop partnerships with other people who have existing sort of distribution channels, right?
Right.
So Logic, the way that Logic got on, people heard his music because his music started showing up, and there's a thing called Phase Clan at the time. They would do like Call of Duty 4 trick shot videos, and all of their videos would get like 600,000.
The classics.
All of their videos would get like 600,000 views on YouTube, right? So
Right.
when they started making those videos, they developed a partnership with Logic. They get like 1-2% of like whatever like his income stream is or whatever, right? Like they come to some sort of agreement, and he starts getting on platforms where 600,000 people hear his music all the time. Those were his first fans. Or at
Right.
least that's my understanding, right?
Right.
Like the strategy for music, in my opinion, has to be like kind of one of those distribution strategies, because you can't. It's not like one of those things where you can just tell people it's like, yo, I cured cancer, and that's important because I cured cancer. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
music is something you have to hear first from somewhere else or from someone else that you trust before like you even give it a chance for the most part, unless you're in Apple's recommendation algorithm. So like, in your opinion, like for your next album that you're putting out, like what is the distribution strategy that you think is going, like what's going to give you 600,000 views?
I don't know if I'm trying to get 600,000 views, honestly.
Yeah, you are, because you're trying to get the most exposure and money possible.
I think that's not my primary goal, honestly, with it.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to make good music, and I'm trying to build a community around that music where people can, just be themselves and really.
But you want that to grow as much as as you possibly can, right? Like you don't want that to be a small, like you want to be a full-time musician, no?
Yeah, I would like to do that.
So it's like in order for you to do that, like.
But I'm not going to sacrifice like the values that I hold and the quality of the music in order to do it.
How many people need to listen to your music in order for it to be a full-time thing for you?
1,000 fans.
No, you need way more than that. You need way more than that.
It's 1,000 true fans. At least.
If 1,000 people give you even $10, like that's $10,000. It's not enough for you to be full-time. Like how much do you need to be full-time?
Well, the 1,000 fans, they're friends of friends. It's around that amount.
But that's not your friends of friends aren't necessarily your fans. I'm saying like after everything, how many like loyal? How big does your audience need to be in order for this to be a full time thing for you?
Probably
75K a year. I don't know.
Like, what is?
mm,
Well, not even the number. It's like because you don't have to disclose the number. I'm assuming
yeah.
you want to keep the number private. But like, in order for you to get to the number,
Unpopular opinion, but I think you should put a fucking number on
well,
your
no, he
shit.
probably has a number. He probably doesn't want to tell his Swiss chat his number. So it's like, Randy, for the number that's in your head, that's internal, how many people do you need in order to get to that number in like a reasonable way?
I'm not even thinking about numbers. I'll be completely honest.
You need to put some fucking numbers. Measure what matters.
Yeah, but I think that's.
Am I on the Wi-Fi, by the way? Can I download the messenger?
Oh yeah, you can do your thing.
I don't know what you're doing. Oh, you're trying to download the messenger app.
Yeah, so I just.
I think
needed
that's
to-
all
Can you open this
secondary.
or
I think that's all secondary. Of course, I want to get big and I
don't know
want
how do
to.
the Bluetooth, the Wi-Fi sharing.
Not only just what can you connect me to your Wi-Fi? I don't need a Wi-Fi share.
I
Just
can't
like
remember
log me into your thing.
the password.
Edom says I need 70 million people.
I highly doubt it's that high.
There's a different. I mean, you
Do
can.
the math.
There's
Like,
plenty of
Randy,
ways you
Randy,
can fudge the numbers.
How many listeners do you need to make $50,000?
50,000.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on the platform that they're listening and the way that
Okay,
they're
pick your
listening.
favorite platform
If everybody
and
listens,
find out that number of the
everybody listen-
people.
if
It's not that way. $50,000.
It is that way. If you don't put a number and start measuring your progress, you won't get anywhere.
Well, you guys are looking at it
Let
in
him-
a business way.
No, we're
in a
looking
way
at it in a
monetary.
realistic way. If you actually want to
Wait,
accomplish your goals.
Wait. Let him respond.
Okay.
What are you saying, Randy?
I'm saying that yes, this stuff matters, but it comes with the territory when you
Holy shit.
expand as an artist. I think if you start out looking at the numbers
This is
and
also
focusing
tea.
on that, then it's going to, when is it about the music? You know what I mean?
No, of course it's about the music.
It always is about the music. Money
but-
is a construct. It's a thing that apes a fancy monkey species decided, hey, you can have X many bananas. You can do whatever you want. Here's these bananas.
I'm more interested in social impact.
Right? I know, but
That's
what I'm saying is you need to measure your impact by the number of bananas you receive because there's a correlation. There's a correlation with how many bananas you get.
Yeah. But if the goal
Wait,
is
hold up.
If the goal-
Chat's talking to us. As an artist, I think all you want to be is heard and seen and have your work recognized because it's fucking hard and
I
beautiful.
found the Wi-Fi
Uh,
password.
Edom.
Oh shit.
You told me his name last week. What was his name?
Edom's good. Edux.
Edux. All right. So let me ask you a question, right? Like, because again, like me and Will come from like a slightly different kind of. Actually, that's not even necessarily true. Right? Like, I started off as an artist, and I kind of transitioned into like a little bit of a different kind of thing. So like, let me ask you a question, right? Here's the thing: you're an artist, right? You got to make that $50,000 to $75,000 number that I was talking about. You have to make that much money in order for you to like sustain the lifestyle, to be in San Francisco, to pay your rent, to do like the kind of things that you need to do, right? So you can't create in a way. You have to like have that kind of number in mind. Like, you can't create in a way that's independent of like, what do you need for subsistence? Your art needs to pay you that much. You know what I mean? So it's like you need to have those numbers in mind. It's not necessarily about like, yo, I'm doing it for the money. Like, but what do I need in order for me to, like, the best thing that you can do for the art is make enough money for you to be self-sustaining. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're not making enough, then you're not doing the right thing for the art if you're not making enough money for your art to be self-sustaining for you. Does that make sense?
I think the concern is that like if you don't make enough money
I'll send you the Wi-Fi password.
to survive just doing your art, then you're saying that you're not going to be able to do the most art that you can. Is that what you're saying?
Some champagne.
Like if you're having to spend your time working something else and you're really interested in art, then you're actually losing out on more time and impact in the world. Is that essentially what you're saying, Mike?
What I'm saying is that like if because there's a lot of things happening at the same time. What I'm saying is that like
some tea.
You're like look. I can tell you about how I can tell you about how I create, right? Like, an important thing for me in terms of how I create stuff is I need like a base level of subsistence. I need to know that like I need to know that I can have food. I need to know that I can have like water. I need to know that I can afford my rent. You know what I mean? So it's like these are like important things that like you want to make sure that like whatever your business is, like
I'm buying cameras.
it's paying you a baseline. It's paying you a baseline of whatever that is in order for you to be creative. Like you can't really be creative if you're hungry. You know what I mean? You can't be creative if like you're like homeless somewhere. You know what I mean? You can't be, and you can't even really be that creative. I feel like if you're beholden to somebody else.
Are
Like,
you sure?
yeah,
What makes you say this?
because if have you ever been hungry?
Oh yeah.
Have you ever been poor and hungry?
Yeah, definitely.
So like, you ever try to think straight when you're poor and hungry? It's not good.
Right.
It's better to think. It's better to think when you're not poor and hungry.
Oh.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I get what you're saying.
Like if you
I don't
gotta,
know why
like
this
if you
camera
gotta,
is
if you
not
gotta eat
out of
ramen, if
focusing.
you gotta eat ramen every day, and bologna sandwiches every day, like how good is your brain? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like what is the art you're making if like that's what's going? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and no disrespect to people who are eating ramen and bologna sandwiches. Wait, hold up. Eat um, eat W4.
This is heavy. I think the thing is though that it's like
Wait, hold up. I do believe that getting money is important, but it's not a goal. Dude, you're right, but like I said, you need to have the number in your mind. You can't it can't be like a thing that you don't think about.
but you also cannot get any money if
What you're doing if you the same pleasure as it once did.
Yeah,
I'm not really sure. I'm not sure.
Well, Edex is talking about that's the point I'm trying to make is like if your primary goal is money, like sure you need to think about this stuff, but it's like
well,
that kind of defeats the purpose of being an artist in the first place, you know?
What's the password?
If you're trying to make
I didn't get the text.
if you're trying to make the most money that you can, then being an artist is already a bad decision, right? If that's your goal, because you should just like be a tech engineer or something. That's the way you maximize money. Work in finance, invest in stocks or something, right?
Wait, this is now becoming an interesting conversation.
But as like someone who's a
There's
musician,
also these question cards.
I think it's more about like, you know, how can you affect people and communities in a social and emotional way, not a monetary way.
But dog, like,
it.
here's the thing. It's a two-way street. Number one, you need to make something that people care about. You need to make something that solves problems for people. You need to make something that people like. You know what I mean? So it's like you need to do all these things, but like you also need to make sure that whatever you're doing puts you in a position. Like one of the most important priorities for you early on is how do I get in a position where I can get to that $50,000 to $75,000 mark.
GME, woo, to the moon.
Like how do I get to that $50,000 to $75,000 mark as early as possible so that I can breathe? Well, you gotta turn it off because like the copyright. Like how do I get to that $50,000 to $75,000 mark so I can breathe? Like you can't breathe if you don't have money. How are you breathing?
I don't know. You can put that on.
You can suck my balls. Sekkes, put out your next album because I can't fucking deal with the copywriting.
Yeah, exactly. The copyright. Sekkes gets
It's
the
what
fun.
I'm saying. Am I saying crazy
When is your
shit?
next album coming out?
Wait, hold up. Am I saying crazy shit? I'm all off.
No, you're not off.
You're not off at all. I actually I want to be part of this conversation because
it's like a balance because I don't think about money at all, and that's really bad because if you're trying to make the most,
this man is slowly dwindling his savings.
In a sense,
he's burning. He has a burn count.
Jesus Christ, bro! You can't just fucking put this man's information out there.
But it's true though.
Well, but it's just the.
This man is rolling in dough and is slowly burning the dough.
I just got the text.
Nice.
For me, I do it because I think the world really needs companionship right now, and I think and I don't think money is gonna solve it. Sure, you can boost things in an artificial way, but I think any type of growth has to be organic for it to be a major social movement. Another idea is game music and game sounds. Game sounds are amazing. I agree with that because we're on the verge of creating another planet, another reality. And VR is going to be like just as real life. And if you can create game sounds in a way that reflect real world sounds, that's going to be huge.
I feel like I'm in a video game with this speaker above our head, with the chandelier.
Dog, listen.
Well, but let's change. Let's go on a tangent. So here's the thing that I wanted to talk about today. All three of us, we've known each other for a while. The main thing I want to talk about is what is the point of friendship? Yeah.
That's a
Why?
great question.
Why should you be friends with someone? And what is, why do you become friends in the first place? I just wanted to talk friendship in general, honestly.
That's a good question. So you want my perspective on friendship?
Yeah, Wilkin.
Sure. There's two categories of friends. I think there are friends that you meet who, as you currently are, like your current self. Like, this is my latest rendition of myself. I am William versus William version 9, William version 10, right? You're always trying to improve. You're always trying to be better. So there's a version of you. There are friends that you meet when you are this version, and there are friends that you meet when you were a previous version, and the years go by. Randy knows me from a very, very archaic beta test, right, of what I consider a version of myself. And there's a lot of value in having old friendships. These people, as they see you develop, they can provide insights into your psyche that you may not be able to see yourself. There's so much value in having old friends and in keeping in touch with them and in cultivating them and hopefully growing with them. That's what I'm trying to do, especially this year as we get out of quarantine. I want to develop and work with my friends more. I don't want to just consume with them. I want to produce and make things with them and build with them. I want us all to grow. So that's my 2 cents.
De Niro is asking, why are you friends with us?
Why am I friends with you? Well, I'm probably friends with you as an extension because of Sekkes, right? Because I know Sekkes on a personal level, and therefore I now have a connection with you. And if we get along well, or you agree with the way I think, or you have some great insight that I find valuable, we might want to get together ourselves. And I'm not the type of person to close myself off. I'm very open to meeting up with anybody. In fact, I just invited Mike's friend that we caught up on the phone to come over and have drinks at a future date. And the thing with me is that I do say what I say is what I do. And I firmly believe that if you say something, you should do it. You really should do it. Because if you don't do it, you're lying to yourself on a subconscious level, and it starts eating away at your ego. So if you say you're going to do something, just fucking do it. Just do it and just fail. If you know you're going to fail, just fail. And just learn about it. Learn about the experience. Learn why you said you would do it even though you weren't prepared for it and you knew you were going to fail. But just fail. Fail forward.
Yeah.
What were we talking about? Because I think Mike needs to give insight on that. Friendship.
Friendship's really complicated. Oh wow, chat is crazy delayed. Yeah. I think friendship is just kind of an extension of yourself as a person. And anytime you make a genuine connection with another person, then you absorb part of that person into your being, and you learn a little bit about yourself and you learn a little bit about the world. So I think friendship is important because it gives you kind of a larger perspective of what it means to be human. What about you, though?
Okay, Mike? So the most important thing in friendship is literally...
Yo, Mike, you gotta get up, man. No offense.
Okay. The first and most important thing with friendship is like literal proximity. So like, who's next to you?
So you think physical proximity is important?
Yeah, like people like to think about friendship as like some shit that's like people who are your friends are people who are next to you. You know what I mean? If you have friends and they move to Boston, they're less of your friends. If you're in Taiwan. You know what I mean?
Shout out to Taiwan Semiconductor.
People who are your friends in general are people who are next to you. And of the people who are next to you, There are people who with whom you build up like relatively significant bonds over things, right? So that could be shared experiences. That could be,
What are you trying to do?
you guys connect on like an emotional level. You guys are able, you guys are interested. Like, your friends can be people like you get with them and you just talk about like the basketball game. There are different kinds of friends. You know what I mean? And there are different kinds of ways that you connect with different kinds of people. So it just depends. You know what I mean? Like, it's a difficult question to sort of answer in the abstract. But like one thing that is for sure is that your friends in general are people who are kind of next to you, who you can kind of see. You know what I mean? That's a super important thing.
Right.
Because it's like maybe your best friend in like an alternate universe is someone who's in like Oklahoma City, but if you never go to Oklahoma City, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, right? Like,
That's
like,
an interesting. Let me see. Edom says to me, and this is something one of my friends told me when I was at the bottom, is the fact that all you really keep on your life are the human connections that you make. Human connection is not really clear to be understood, but it's what gives us a unique bond between our souls and creates this connection that is almost immortal.
Of course.
That is really deep, actually, because it's questioning like what is it really to be human. Thanks for the tea, by the way.
Of course, tea's
Bro,
great.
friendship. Here's the thing, man. Like the meaning of life. The meaning of life is in like the little tiny like moments that you get to have with people. You know what I'm saying? Like the times when you get to go out, the times when you get to laugh. Like that's where like a lot of meaning like actually comes out of. Like that's where people derive meaning. That's where people like get like a lot of enjoyment out of their lives and stuff.
I think it's like that's really cool. I think differently. I don't think physical connection is as important nowadays, to be honest.
All of your friends, sex me, all of your friends, right, are probably people you went to high school with, college with, or went to work with, right? Like almost all of your best friends probably are from that pool, or from friends of friends who were from that pool. True or false?
Mm,
That's a hard question to grasp, right?
I don't know.
Because it's
Yeah,
this goes deeper, which is
it's like, is
What-
there a bigger connection to being human between people? You know what I
Wait,
mean?
Another aspect.
hold up, Randy. Sex me. True or false? Just straight up true or false?
just Randy.
Straight up true or false? Like, do what I say, like, it's impossible that what I said is false. Like, for you, in your life. With your
I
friends.
think I think what it is
I value my new relationships as highly as my old
Yeah,
relationships.
but dude, your new relationships are people who are here. For the most part.
What do you mean?
Oh,
They're people who are around here.
but what about if you're into
Yes.
gaming or something?
Like the people. No, but those are loose connections. Like those people aren't your friends. Your friends are people who you can see
Why?
because that's how humans work.
I don't know. I don't
People
agree
need
with that
people
Did you
need
see that, Edom?
myself.
people need the ability to do personal bonds. People need to be able to see each other. Me and y'all have put like real experiences in together.
Yeah, but
We really drove out to the middle of the desert together and like drank Coors Light together and looked at the stars together.
but
Like, I know that's a pivot. Okay, guys.
You know what
this
I mean?
is the biggest. This is a really great topic, and I really want to emphasize this part.
what?
Mike,
What's up?
you put a lot of importance on certain memories that I don't hold as much importance on, and that's nothing to deteriorate from how
The
highly
quality
you
of the
value
memory.
them.
Hmm?
However, the frequency of the experiences I have compared to how much you value them is different. I want to include you in more experiences,
Okay.
if that makes sense.
So it's more about like what experiences you're having right now in the moment than.
Well, yeah, kind of. It's kind of like I value that experience,
Mhm.
but I want to do more of it.
Yeah, sure, that's cool. But I mean, we're just talking about like what friends are. Friends are people with whom you have those.
Yeah.
Friends are not just people who you
That's the key.
like. Like friends are people, and in order for you to have those, you have to be in the same spot. That's why I'm saying proximity is the number one. Like
I don't
thing that
agree with the
starts
proximity part, but I agree. The key to
I kind of agree
friendship
with the
is
proximity.
the
Here,
key to
Toast.
friendship is sharing an
We
experience
gotta
with
go white
someone.
water rafting. Will you go white water rafting?
Yeah.
White water
Dog,
rafting.
you can
with
come
me?
out to Sac and we can do that. Yeah.
If
Or
you
Roseville.
can
Not
if you
really
can
Sac, but yeah.
share in some experience and you can share a connection emotionally, if you can share a bond, if you can have a laugh together,
Yeah.
proximity aside,
But Randy, in order,
I think that
sex man, in order for you to have those, you have to be close by.
Randy,
I don't
worry
think
In order
about
for us, in order for us,
Yeah,
in
call me
order,
Randy.
in
You
order
don't
for
have to
us,
say
in order
sex.
for you and me to go whitewater
it.
rafting,
Sex is literally
like,
just, it could be
and-
the name
and-
of the street.
dog. Well, no,
Right.
like I said, man. By the way, like everybody, motherfucking buy this motherfucker's album when it comes out. This dude's got an album coming out. I don't know what it's called.
I'll buy it
What's
if
the
it's
album called?
good. Probably will
It's
be.
not determined yet.
All right, we're coming up with the name for the album. It's coming out soon. Buy this motherfucker's album, man. That's why this fucking mother support him. However,
No.
here's the thing.
Yes.
Only
Dog.
if you think it's good.
Dog, here's the thing. Like I said, the reason why I look at y'all as like I said, in my mind, like friends are like I remember walking in Arizona with you, and you telling me a whole bunch of stuff about like what you thought about X, Y, and Z. I remember walking around Arizona with you, and you telling me a whole bunch of stuff about what you thought. Like those connections, those moments, those memories, like that's what solidifies friendships for me. And in order for that to happen, you have to physically be in front of the person. Like that's not some online shit that's gonna happen with somebody.
I think you value physical interaction a lot.
That could be. I've been told by like people before that that's like a thing for me. Like that's how I connect with people. You know what I mean? Like I've been told by people before that that's like
Yo,
a thing.
people
so,
are
like, maybe.
seeing you, Mike. Like, they didn't see you last
That's
stream.
here's what I'm
Mhm.
saying. Like how
I look
different.
good. I look good. Hey, yo, Chad, I look good, right?
Do you
Yo,
like your mustache?
here's
I
the
look-
key I'm
I
trying
think
to
I
say.
look good. What's up? Yeah. I look like I walked out of the '80s. Once I have the afro. it's
Anyone
gonna
who's
really-
watching this right now is
That's true.
is sharing a physical experience with us.
That's true, but like
because they're actually seeing us right now.
Yeah,
they're talking to us. They're interacting.
but-
they're
but
chatting.
I want to read.
How is
the
that
the
any
latest-
different than
Randy,
being?
It's not
But
any
Randy,
different. In
Randy,
fact,
Randy,
I'll
Randy,
tell you this:
Randy.
if you want to hang out with me, just fucking come here. It's really that simple. It's really that simple.
I hate y'all because
What,
y'all
am I crazy?
No, because y'all agree with me on shit, but y'all like argue with me about it. Like, and this bothers me because y'all do this a lot.
Wait, I'm
like,
not arguing with
yo,
you.
dog, you just said you were like, come here, and it's like, yeah, proximity. Like, hey, Randy, guess what? The people in your chat aren't your friends.
I disagree with that.
They're not your friends. They're chat. Shout out to chat. We love and respect y'all.
I don't look at it that
But
way.
your
I
friends-
genuinely share an experience with the chat.
Yes, but
honestly, and
it's-
I'll tell you this.
I think that's a
Besides
powerful.
this crazy
But
hair.
Randy, it's
Um,
not like when we drove the motorcycles in Arizona in the desert at Will's
Here's the
dad's
thing,
house.
Mike.
It's not like that.
Mike,
But why not?
Wait, I need to play the devil's advocate. Actually, it's not even a devil's advocate. There's one side and there's another side, and here's the in between.
Okay.
Because I'm in this situation now.
Okay.
I'm really excited to network with people in SF.
You should be.
Powerful people.
Yeah, for sure. It's a good place to network.
The difference between chat and the difference between this situation
You don't have to go to the office to work.
is a
Yeah.
direct message. If you really want to hang out, you will find a way. It's really if you really want to have a beer with me, you will find a way to have a beer with me. It's that simple.
But it's required for people to be your friends. You cannot be friends without proximity.
Yes.
You
I-
cannot
I
be
did-
friends without a direct
a person that wants to
person-to-person
network to that
interaction.
level will go to that person.
Yeah. For sure.
You know
I
what
don't.
I'm saying?
I don't agree with that though.
Like if
I don't.
Elon-
I don't
if
think you
Elon-
have to be
if I
in
have a
person
way
with
to
people to
talk
network.
with
Randy, who
Elon
are-
and
Randy,
then connect
Randy,
with him, and
who
then
are-
if I have to fly over to X or Y, you'll do it.
Well,
just to talk to him.
that could be difficult because people maybe don't have as much money at
What I'm
different
saying
times.
is, if I have a connection to him by friends of friends of friends,
Yeah.
which is close but
Yeah.
not there yet,
Yeah.
I will fly to X country to talk to him.
What I'm saying is,
I will
but,
do
but,
it.
but what I'm saying is that like that presumes that you have enough money and leverage at whatever job you're at to just do that kind of whenever you want. Like,
Yes.
but what I'm saying is, but like,
Or savings.
what
Like,
I'm
you work
saying-
at X
what-
a
like,
job
what I'm
and
saying-
you have the
yeah,
savings to buy the
so-
plane
so,
ticket
like,
X
but
amount of
what-
months
what-
out.
what I'm saying
which is
is
like $200. I think everyone can work hard enough to get that.
what I'm
amount.
saying is that like maybe it's not good to presume
Like
that.
literally eat less.
Maybe it's not good to presume that. And that's not true.
No,
but
literally
like,
eat less. No,
but-
I'm telling you, stop buying shit.
well, what I'm saying is, I've been poor before.
As have I. I
know what I
literally have
So it's
got
like-
paved roads
Like,
10 years ago in my hometown.
like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've been on ramen and bologna sandwiches before. So it's like, if while I was in that zone, if you were like, hey man, like, just
well,
like
in Mexico, it's more of
like-
tortillas and
like,
beans.
Like,
but
if while I was in that zone, if you were like, hey man, you know, just like fly out to see me, I'd have been like, what? But like, you know what I mean? So like,
if it's my financial problem, you talk to the guy about it.
Maybe.
But you have to make a case for yourself.
But maybe you have
Okay.
maybe you have too much pride as a man.
Wait,
To,
wait,
like,
wait,
get
wait,
that
wait, wait,
kind
wait,
of
wait,
shit
wait.
with people,
Let's
you know?
read chat a little bit.
What's up?
So
Yeah, Randy, you're the.
Sorry, we're like getting into this weird tangent about like how to connect with high-profile individuals.
if you grab every grain of knowledge, Edex says this. If you grab every grain of knowledge humanity has ever discovered, it's not enough to explain. The point looks like 0 to the many zeroth 1% of everything that happens within the smallest leaf of a tree. There's a lot that's unknown, and that's my current meaning for my life.
Mike, you buff for real.
Yeah, I think there's some. That's the thing too. Is like you can't discount the contribution that talking with someone can bring.
Oh God.
And it's easy to think like coming from a spot where you think you believe something, you actually like when you believe in something, you actually don't believe in something else, right? So it limits your knowledge.
I'm not buff for real, by the way. Eat it. But dog.
Wait. One more, Mightic Army. What about if you haven't seen friends in a long time? Does that count?
Okay, you want a hot take? You want a really hot take? Your friends who you haven't seen in a while, like, God, this is such a hot take. I don't even know if I want to say it. Yo, this is a really hot take, okay? But like, I'm gonna just say it. Your friends who you haven't seen or like really communicated with in a long time become like less of your friends. Now, here's the thing. It's possible that when y'all click back up, you can get right back. Because if you have real connections with people, time or space,
Fuck this champagne.
time or space, you can get right back, right? But like, while y'all aren't speaking and while y'all are apart, y'all become like less of friends. I feel like, you know what I mean? Because it's like I have friends who moved to like totally different parts of the world, and we just completely stopped talking.
No, I don't like
Don't
this.
trick
I feel
yourself.
I feel like this is, yo, is this Randy? Is this as compelling as our last? I feel like, or is this as compelling as our last talk?
Is what?
Is this as compelling as our last talk?
I think
It was really compelling.
I think we're having some aggressive opinions, but I think we should focus more on like.
But Randy,
I'd like to be more chill.
like I said,
Yeah.
like I said, one of the things that I think is important is, like I said, the thing that I was kind of getting at you about a little bit is I don't think you have friends who you don't see a lot.
Here's the thing, though.
I
Online games.
Mm-hmm.
Man, some of the best friendships. People get married playing World of Warcraft. EverQuest.
Do you know anyone who you like more
like,
than Will?
How's that any less of a friendship
Randy,
than
I'm asking you about
new message.
Randy, I'm asking you about you. I'm not asking you about any.
Whoever's texting in chat, you're saving.
This says,
us.
okay, so if you have a friend that's from Germany and you meet them in real life after years of talking and being there for each other, does the friendship only become real once they meet?
I kind of think that the answer to that
Wait,
question.
I need to read this question.
Okay. Here's the thing, right? I want to like, and I'm being
Holy shit.
I'm being intellectually consistent here. I kind of think that the answer to that question is yeah. I think it's only real when y'all really meet each other for real. And because honestly, dog, like, let me ask you a serious question.
Yeah, ask it.
To you.
No, the friendship
Sure.
is real from the start.
To you.
It's
Yeah,
mentally
ask it.
Here's the
mentally
thing.
strong.
Because here's the thing, like there
Yeah.
are people who I met online from like gaming
No,
and
I'm
stuff
not.
like that. Who at the
I'm
time.
almost there though.
Here's the thing, and by the way,
you're pretty
like
accurate.
even to an extent, like online proximity is still a thing. Like
your characters being near each other.
I remember meeting people online through like online gaming and stuff. I don't talk to any of those people anymore. I still talk to you, and I still talk to you. You know why? Because we drove in the middle of the desert and drove Course Light.
De Niro, this is
You know
way
why?
over my head
Because
at 1:42.
because you and me
Where
went
are
to
you
that
at,
girl's
De Niro?
house,
That's too
and
funny.
You made fun of me for trying to hit on her.
Y'all make valid points.
You know why?
Here's the other reason, Michael. Mike, I didn't just randomly.
This is getting crazy.
I
This
didn't
talk.
just randomly just pick a person to be like, I want to know this person for life.
That is kind of what happened.
No, it isn't.
Wait.
Like you kind of randomly walked up to our random group, and you were like, "Hi, I'm Will. I'm weird. Can I come back to your guys' house and talk about my life?"
No.
And that is literally what
No,
happened.
you're too analytical.
And
I'm
you came back-
instinctual
you
from
came-
my heart.
You came back and you were like, "Yo, this is every single thing that's ever happened in my life.
242.
Like, do you want to be my friend?" And I was like, "Yep."
Wait
This
a
is
second.
literally what happened.
I get that. But here's the okay. I want to understand this.
Oh,
Are you
yeah,
telling me that I
Georgia.
should just be higher
Shout out,
more
man.
often or something?
No.
Like, are you saying I
No.
should just have more random experiences and make people feel more fulfilled, and that way I'll get more connections that
I mean,
way?
like it's a way. That's a way of getting more connections. If
I
you want.
just here's
Probably.
my take.
Or did I not look at you
Wait, hold on.
and your group? I looked at. I was maybe I was.
It wasn't even my
Okay,
group.
I was high, and I looked at you
Because
and
they
your-
all left. Like you just stopped talking to all of them and only started talking to me.
because
Confessions.
when I look at a person,
Yep.
I can see something in them,
Mhm.
and I'm just like, oh, okay, this person has a certain
That's it.
outlook
Wait,
of life that I appreciate.
Right.
Wait. This is important. Guys, this is so
Mike, you need to work out
Guys,
more.
this is, yeah, I know. Look, yeah, I know.
But see, why can't you form that bond? Why does that bond have to be physically present with someone?
Because
Brazil.
What I'm saying is, yo,
Yes.
this is a good example.
Hey, dude, did you guys hear that I put like a bunch of stocks in Brazilian banks?
No,
I
they didn't hear that.
Oh.
Will, okay, so this is important, right? I was within proximity. You randomly met me through like a random sequence of events.
I'll tell you this, man. There's a lot.
Wait, hold up.
Fine, I'm sorry.
Now, of the people who you randomly encountered, so you randomly encounter a large number of people.
I need to be selfish in this conversation. I keep feeling like people are watching us, but I really need to just pay attention to you.
Of the random people who you randomly encountered, I was someone with whom you could relate to on a couple of things, who listened to you on a couple of things, because you had a lot of shit to get off your chest at that time. And who maybe you felt like was talented at some things,
Yeah.
right?
I would
it's
tell
like,
by the way you were
like,
talking.
Like, I checked off a couple of boxes in your head where you were like, I should talk to this motherfucker.
Yep.
So, your friends are people with whom, okay, who has proximity to me? Of those people, who are the ill motherfuckers who I connect to on whatever level? Right? But it starts with proximity. Of the people with whom, within your proximity, then you select who your friends are.
But
it starts with that though. Like Randy, your best friends, the people with whom you most connect, who most think like you, who are the most like you, may be in Pakistan,
maybe.
and they just don't speak English, and you just never meet them.
I think, well, that's a whole nother concept. You're right in that. But I think that it's more, I think friendship is purely based on, do you feel something, a connection with someone, a bond?
Of the people who you physically encounter, do you feel something?
I don't think
You
physical
start-
connection
you-
has
you
anything
start
to do
with-
with it, and
you
I think
start with that.
I think that was pre-internet. I think the internet and with all the inventions in gaming and virtual reality and streaming never existed. I truly feel.
Do you know?
I'm not saying this just for the camera. Like I truly feel a connection with the chat.
Do you know
when we're-
anyone online who you have
Like,
as strong?
the chat is
Do you
real,
know anyone online
people.
who you
See,
have?
so and I'm
Wait,
halfway.
wait,
I just want-
wait. Do you know anyone online who you have as strong a bond with as you have with Will? Anyone? One.
Or you? Why am I like scapegoat?
Or me, for that matter. Or E, for that matter. We'll call her.
Yeah, I know.
Do you know anyone who is close to that?
I'm starting to get a bond with Edux here. He's tuning in a lot.
Are they like Will?
They can
Yeah,
be.
why not? I'm spending
like-
just as much time. I spend so much
listen,
time with chat.
Like I think that's us.
I think it's time
But maybe
in.
that's just
I
me.
think it's like when you spend enough time with people and you form a community.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's more about the experiences you share together and how much time and the frequency, like Will's saying, than the physical presence.
There's frequency, and then there's frequency, there's dedication, there's interest in the person, there's support. At a certain point, though, if you're like a true fan, I would appreciate a physical visit, like once a year or something. I don't know. I'm just ballparking here. Long term.
Will the scapegoat? I want to read. Hey, let us know if you have any comments or if you think what we're saying is whack, because these are all just our thoughts at the end of the day. We're talking openly.
Yeah, I'm fucking dumb as fuck.
There's no judgment here.
So I don't know shit.
Dude, I remember killing so many zombies with this random guy from Germany. We still talk. He survived the apocalypse, in fact. We both did together.
Bro.
That's the
Okay,
thing.
yo.
I think we're underestimating the value and the power of interaction with other humans
Yo,
online.
fam, I remember Xbox Live. People, there was this one dude, we were playing, I forgot what the name of the thing was, but it was like the thing where you have like the gravity hammer. It was a game of all that. It was like Gryffindor. Like, it wasn't called Gryffindor. But it was like
Harry Potter.
Griffball. It was something like that.
Hmm.
There was one dude who betrayed his whole team to help us out. I'm not gonna say the name of his gamer tag. I'm not gonna say his gamer tag name because it may be Twitch TOS.
Why is your heart
But like,
warm, Edom?
I remember this person, right? This person was the illest.
I'll tell you this.
I remember
this song is making me feel good.
This was the illest.
Yeah.
This was the illest motherfucker of all time, right? I remember that. I
Right?
remember a lot of my Xbox Live gamer tag friends and people who like we would hang, we would chill in lobbies, we would talk about life, we would talk about all kinds of shit. We would really connect. All that said, none of that is touching when me and him would go to Mirror and like talk like just
Mike,
you know what I mean
make
like
more
like
memories,
like
bro.
none of like you know what I mean like none of that
Here's
that
the thing.
none of that is
with
any of that.
Mike,
What's up?
you need to make yourself more available to the experiences you want to have before you die. Real talk.
This is a whole nother subject that
Seriously.
we should
Like,
get
I
on.
want to have a deeper relationship with Michael, and he disallows
But
it.
Will, this is
because
a different.
He's like,
This
I
is
gotta
like
do
Jerry
extra
Springer or
work.
something. We're having the therapy
relative
session.
to what we're talking about now. What we're talking about now is what friends are. So if you want to talk about a different subject, let's pivot. So
No, this is friendship too.
But we should talk more about what the
Let's
meaning
talk
of
about
life
what
is.
Edom wants to talk about.
well, no, what I'm saying
Edom,
is.
can you pick the topic of choice?
Will, do you agree?
Hey, if you're comfortable with that,
what I'm saying?
we'll talk about it.
That like friendship, the strongest bonds are predicated on personal connection.
I think they
proximity.
should.
So you're right. So you and I
But
are together on this.
what is it
Right.
about a personal connection? What is it about physical proximity? I'm just not understanding.
What I'm saying, okay,
That makes
so
the
here's,
bond
as
stronger.
the devil's advocate,
Randy,
I need to
if
explain.
you- if
Wait,
you-
what is it
Oh, no,
about?
go ahead.
What is it about physical proximity that is more powerful? Because I don't feel it. That's why I want to know.
I don't believe you when you say you don't feel about it. But Will, explain.
I'm falling asleep all the time.
Yeah, Mike, just be happy. That's what they're saying. They're saying that you look like the Joker last time.
Bro,
Your voice.
Will, would you explain this? I keep cutting you off. Explain.
Oh yeah, so I think you can get really deep mentally, but at a certain, it's kind of like long distance relationships. At a certain point, you need to make the plunge. You do need to connect physically. So send a message, and just meet up. There's something biologically
Programmed,
crucial
you think?
about, in programs, I guess you could call it, about, we're monkeys at the end of the day. Monkeys like to be near each other and smell each other and feel each other. I know that's kind of weird if you're just trying to be friends, but it is true. Like, I want to have a beer with Edom. You know, I want to see the person. I want to know. I want to analyze, evaluate, get their thoughts, look at their body language. I have a lot of understanding of psychology. I want to use all the skills, I guess, in a weird way, to get a perspective on that person and kind of reinforce the fact that I like Edom, for example, or I like X or Y. That's why having physical meetups once in a while, once a year, is important. That's just my take.
I think
we should grow. Like, it'd be great to just meet up once a year.
we all have different perspectives on this.
Okay, can I just give like
Okay. Wait. Let's answer this. This is, I have a test in 6 hours. Can you guys talk about the pediatric exam of the abdomen and
No,
thorax?
we're dumb as fuck. Why are you asking us about smart questions? We don't know anything. Listen.
Wait, I know some things.
Listen.
What the
Okay.
fuck?
Like, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this, right?
I'm gonna go pee while Mike talks.
Listen.
All right.
We
We have 10 minutes. So
do have 10 minutes. Listen, man. Listen.
Wait, is it almost midnight already? Are you serious? I'm going until Juneteenth.
Friendship. It's a really, really, really complicated thing, right? Because for sure, people have online friends and stuff, and like, there's no denying that. But I'll give you an example, right? Work from home. Everybody's working from home, right? There's one person who I met who I work from home. Me and him work really well together, and which is really, really, really cool. We work really well together. Like, like the boss would put him and I on projects together when stuff really needed to get solved, right? Like when really complicated programming stuff would happen. Like me and this person have a really good working relationship. When I met him in person, it crystallized things way harder, at least for me. Like I said, this could be just the way that like my brain processes relationships, but like it gets way more real once you actually meet a person. Once you actually have a drink with the person, once you actually go to like you know what I mean, like once you actually really connect with the person for real and like you see their face and you see their facial expressions and stuff, like it's different, you know.
Okay, let me ask you, Mike.
So
What is the best experience you've had in your life?
the best experience I've had in my life.
Like, yeah, like you feel like this is the best moment I've had so far.
It's tough because there were a lot of those, but they all involve people. When I walked to the beach at UCSD, when I first got there the first week, when I first met those first people, and I was just meeting new people, and we were just hanging out, and like we walked to the beach. That was a magic moment. When I
Right.
went to Disneyland my senior year of high school, and I was just with people who I loved. I loved those people.
Mm-hmm.
We went to Disneyland. We had a ball. That was a magic moment. Like there are like these
It
magic
is
moments.
different.
There are magic
Yes, it is.
moments that you have with people when it's like, you know what I mean? Like you have like a really fantastic time. Like there are just magic moments. You know what I mean? But like those are two that really come to mind immediately, where it's like, yeah, this was just great.
I
You know
just
what I mean?
think maybe the experiences that we have and we judge on are like, we draw on those commonalities. Maybe for you, like commonality is physical presence or something.
Yeah.
For me, the best experiences I've ever had in my life have been not physical. They've been like if I'm in the middle of making a song or something and I just get this feeling that's just like larger than life, larger than what I'm doing. It's
Those
crazy. It's like a
those
spiritual transcendence
those
almost.
happen for me, but like they're decidedly like less exciting. Like when I went to my friends up and we were camping in Oregon and like the power in the car went out. We couldn't like start the car and it was like a thunderstorm and we had to like figure out like what to do. We had to like sleep in the car like in the middle of a dark forest. Like here's the thing, like at least for me, like because I have those moments of inspiration too. I have those moments of true creativity where like something hits you. But like for me, at least
Right,
in my
Edom.
mind, like
You should do it, Edom.
the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, like the things that really stand out in my mind is like
He'll
things
pay
where
his
it's
way.
like I'm gonna like this is like special and I love this and like I'm gonna remember it forever and look fondly on this forever. It's always those moments where it's always the little moments with people.
Well, all right. Let's just talk about this last subject. What do you think about introversion versus extroversion? Then, do you think this plays a role in what
Maybe.
you're talking about?
Like it's possible that because I'm a little bit of an introvert, like those moments mean more to me. Because I don't go out as much as maybe some other people. Like the little things, the little moments, the little subtle things end up meaning more to me than they do to other people. That's possible. That wouldn't surprise me at all. If you're more of an extrovert, it may not be as big of a deal for you. And like maybe some of the things that just sort of come naturally to me, like as an introvert, those moments of creativity, those moments where like you come up with something, that happens to me all the time. So it's not that special. It's not that special. The moments with people are more rare, so they mean more.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Not to get like too emotional or whatever, but like
Oh yeah.
everything is just like what is your life and like
So I think that the commonality is the more senses that you can keep involved in the reality, the more real the experience is. Is that what you're saying? And having a physical presence adds to the feeling of connection with someone because you feel more alive and more human when it's happening.
I think that's especially true for me because I'm a guy who sits on his computer a lot and codes a lot. So for me, like the moments when like you reach out to people and you have experiences with people and like you're not in front of a computer and like you're experiencing something. Like my experiences are always usually outside, doing something outside, and like I told you, like one of my things was camping. Like those moments always like those mean more to me than they do to other people who maybe do that more of the time.
I
You know
think
what I
the
mean?
most interesting thing that of the talk tonight is, and I want Will to talk more on this.
Yeah.
Was when you said the part about experiences having different value from person to person, even though it's the same experience that you have. You know, everyone shares an experience, but they take from it a different experience on their own. So, do you ever find yourself wondering, like, am I the only one having this experience right now, or am I having a better time than the other people around me, or things like that nature?
Do I wonder that?
Yeah.
No. I mean, I wish I could say yes, but I'm almost selfish in that regard because I focus more on I just am very present in the moment. So I don't have time to evaluate, like, is this person getting the same experience as I am getting?
Do you feel like you've had a deep connection with an experience with someone recently?
Yeah, for sure.
And it was in person.
Yeah. I think so.
I kind of feel, here's the weird thing, like the more I'm streaming and the more that I'm trying to live publicly with my life, doing social media, stuff like that, the more disconnected I get with the physical world as a whole.
I will say this.
And it's kind of like I feel the same thrill out of like connecting with people online that I do with.
They do have a power. They have a lot of. The more people view the stream, they have power.
De Niro, welcome to the Sekkes crew.
I'd say that they
and
have.
And thanks for the follow.
Thank you. Yeah, they have power. Like they're literally in the room with us, and there is a force in the room. That camera that physically moves and has a say in what's going on. It's like a conglomeration of a bunch of people. But really, the few people that engage with the chat, the few people that give the opinion,
right?
Because people that, like me, that just watch.
Because this experience that we're having right now is all of us having it, right? Like everyone that's watching, everyone that's interacting is sharing the experience. They're having the same time as us, right? Maybe they're not here in person physically, but does that devalue the experience?
It doesn't devalue it. I mean, I have crazy memories of playing World of Warcraft with people.
It doesn't devalue
it. Doesn't devalue it at all. You might remember this moment, this one silly thing one of us said years from now.
No, I haven't done that. I've tried it in the past.
It's ridiculous now.
But it's like, yeah, not right now with the good old Mary.
Randy, was there another? Because we only hit one of your questions. Was there another?
People think that I'm high all the time. That's just like a natural thing. And I mean, don't get me wrong.
Wait, are they telling you?
I haven't. High? I'm not like I've never. I'm not the person who's never done it. But it's like.
Does Sekkes me look like Henry Cavill?
People think I'm high. It's really funny.
Does Sekkes me look like Henry Cavill?
I want to read this chat. What's going on here?
Okay. All right, guys. We're gonna wrap it up here.
Oh damn, he didn't like that question.
We'll ask one. We'll just have everyone say their closing thoughts, and then we'll leave it to chat if they have any more questions. This has been a lot of fun. Thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Did you help with a question?
More dots. Get out of the whelp pits.
What are whelp pits?
I don't know. I think it's like the confusion. All right, so closing thoughts. We'll start with Mike.
What closing thoughts as it pertains to what? What do you want to know about?
On the talk tonight.
This talk was interesting. We got a little bit less in depth than we did, like kind of in our last talk, but like that's okay. It's gonna happen on some talks.
Because there's more people too involved.
Yeah, I guess. And like this is like I said, man. Friendship. Different things are a general like important rule to think about. Different things are important to different people for different reasons based off of how their lives have gone. You know what I mean? So you may be speaking to someone who's maybe a programmer and like maybe they're behind a computer a lot, so like they value like the personal interactions a lot. And small instances of that can go a long way for that kind of person, you know what I mean? So like you just kind of have to assess it's like who are you? What do you need in your life in order to feel fulfilled? And like once you kind of start to find those answers, like those, like you can kind of start to answer questions about friendship and what is important in friendship for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it starts with that kind of self-reflection, at least in my opinion. That's my concluding
That's
thoughts.
really deep. Yeah. Because we all, it's interesting talking with us because we all have very different opinions,
Yeah.
but we still share like a commonality too.
Yeah, for sure.
How about you, Will?
Closing thoughts on the topic of friendship.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Focus on who you want to be influenced by. The closest people that you interact with most have a bigger impact on your brain than you would think. So choose wisely and enjoy the ride and evaluate yourself. Like after a while, just be like, damn, like did that thing really affect you? Just choose wisely who you want to associate with. So if you find a certain person engaging, a certain person not engaging, it has a huge impact on your life. So that's all. That's what I would say about the friendship.
Yeah. And for me, I think it's more like, I think friendship is based around sharing a common experience and about sharing an emotional connection with someone that forms into a bond. And although you don't have to be there physically, it does help to be there physically, but you don't have to be because it's more about connecting with other people. And I think that can happen even online. So, because some of the deepest connections I felt have been online personally, but I think I live in kind of a fantasy world too because I'm not focused on things like real world money and stuff like that as much, which is my biggest downfall because I really should worry more about that stuff.
Yeah, bro. So you can buy gold chains and teeth and stuff.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Like I said,
But
a lot of happy memories are made
yeah,
virtually.
any last thoughts? Let us know, chat, and we'll close it out and have some